There is a house at the end of this peninsula that arrives by boat before it arrives by car, 87 acres. A private lake, a French Normandy chateau built in 2012 priced at $115 million. Most estates this size are surrounded by neighbors. This one is surrounded by water. Welcome to the Oaks Estate on Lake Thonotosassa, 20 minutes from Tampa. Watch what happens at sunrise. The lake turns gold, the bald cypress line, the shore like a private wall, and the entire compound, main house, guest house, barn boathouse, sits inside its own horizon. This is not a property with a view. This is a property that owns the view. This house knows exactly what it is, and it has never once tried to be subtle about it. 24 cars under one roof, a private bowling alley, and a lake nobody else can dock on. If you want to see properties built like fortresses and run like resorts, hit subscribe. We've got more like this coming. Entry starts at a gas lamp-lit guardhouse, stone pillars on both sides, wrought iron gates opening onto 36 acres of stone-walled compound. This is not a driveway. It is a half-mile of ceremony. Mature oaks form a canopy over the brick entry road, the kind of allée you would expect outside a chateau in the Loire Valley, not 10 minutes from a Florida interstate. The shade alone took decades to grow. Nobody buys that. You either inherit it or you plant it 40 years early and wait for it. Most developers clear a lot before they build. Whoever planned this one built around what was already standing. 42,782 square feet of limestone-clad residence. Slate roof, dormered windows stacked 3 stories high. Picture a Tuesday evening pulling up this driveway as the sky turns from blue to orange behind the chimney line. That is not a stretch. That is what every resident of this house gets. Every single day they choose to come home. The fountain courtyard out front does not announce the house. The house announces itself, and the fountain just keeps time. Most car collectors convert a garage. This owner built a cathedral. The Automotive Museum holds 24 vehicles under vaulted wood truss ceilings, skylights pulling natural light down onto a floating glass boardroom that looks over the entire collection. A Rolls-Royce, a Ford GT, a row of restored classics parked nose to nose down a red carpet that runs the full length of the building. Step into the adjoining lounge and the cars become the view. Floor-to-ceiling glass turns the collection into something you watch from a leather chair with a chessboard in front of you. This is not a waiting room. It is a second museum, just for sitting. For anyone who wants speed instead of stillness, a private go-kart circuit threads through the grounds, looping along the edge of the lake. Most estates have a driveway. This one has a track. Beyond the formal gardens, the property turns into working land. A riding ring is cut into 51 acres of greenbelt reserve, post and rail fencing stretching toward the tree line. Horses grazing under live oaks draped in Spanish moss. Around shingle-roofed barn anchors the pasture, the kind of structure you would expect on a Kentucky horse farm, not folded into a lakefront estate 20 minutes from a major airport. This is the part of the property most $100 million listings simply do not have room for. Here, it is just one more wing of the compound. The 72-foot pool runs parallel to the lake, framed by cypress and stone urns, with a covered pavilion at the far end built for shade and long lunches. At sunrise, the water turns the same gold as the sky behind it, and the line between pool and lake nearly disappears. Inside the pool house, a vaulted wood-beam dining room opens entirely to the patio through a wall of glass doors. A room built for dinners that start outside and end inside without anyone standing up. Walk past the wisteria-draped stone staircase at dusk, and the whole rear elevation lights up. Columns, arches, 3 stories of windows glowing against a darkening sky. This house is genuinely more beautiful after dark. Down by the water, a circle of chairs sits around a fire pit with a private dock, just steps away. Picture a Wednesday evening here. The fire is going. The cypress trees go black against an orange sky. Nobody is checking their phone, and just past the stone archway connecting the main residence to the guest wing. The same lighting and the same limestone carry through, so the entire compound reads as one continuous structure, rather than a main house with outbuildings attached as an afterthought. The grand salon runs the length of the house under a barrel-vaulted, gold-leafed ceiling, pillow-top limestone floors, a 12-foot grand piano, arched mahogany doors opening straight onto the terrace. This is a room built for orchestras, not just guests. A second sitting room carries the same gilded trim into a more intimate scale. An antique mirror, a hand-carved console, a single oil painting that has clearly hung in better houses than most people will ever enter. Further along, a sunlit sitting room trades gold for color, coffered wood ceiling, hand-painted secretary desk, a limestone fireplace mantel, carved with the same crest that appears throughout the house. Not decoration. Identity. The formal dining room seats well past a dozen guests under 3 crystal chandeliers, hand-painted botanical panels running floor to ceiling on every wall. Most dining rooms this size feel like ballrooms. This one still feels like a place to eat. The culinary wing is built around a cobalt blue La Cornue château range, a custom hood carved from limestone with a butler's kitchen and family room positioned just beyond it for the staff who keep this operation running. Copper pots hang from a beam-mounted rack over a stone-arched island that connects the working kitchen straight through to a sunlit breakfast room. Cooking here is not a chore, it is a performance with good lighting. One level removed from the formal rooms, the Oak Room Lounge runs under a hand-carved wood truss ceiling with double iron chandeliers, leather sofas, tiger print accent chairs, a screen tucked discreetly into rich paneling. Through an arched stone passage, the fireplace alcove slows everything down. A herringbone brick hearth, antique European tapestries on both walls, a tufted leather trunk doing double duty as a coffee table. This is the room where the evening stops moving forward. Just past it, a circular wood-paneled bar holds a full spirits collection and built-in wine refrigeration on both sides, with stools upholstered in blue paisley that somehow make a wood-paneled room feel current instead of historic. Down another level, the entertainment wing reveals itself one room at a time. A private theater with a stone accent wall and a full row of reclining leather seats. A 2-lane bowling alley lit in shifting neon, with a vintage drive-in mural at the far end, the kind of room most owners would call the highlight of an entire house. Here it is one stop among many. The indoor saltwater pool runs under a coffered wood ceiling, glass doors at the far end opening straight onto the lawn and the lake beyond. Heated, private, usable in any season. This is not a pool for summer, it is a pool for every day of the year. The wellness center continues that logic. Vintage tin ceiling tiles, full Pilates and strength equipment, arched doors pulling in lake light from 2 directions. A gym with a view tends to get used. A gym with this view does not feel optional. Add the hammam and sauna just beyond it, and this single level functions less like a basement and more like a private resort spa that happens to sit underneath a French château. The primary suite opens under a robin's egg ceiling with hand-applied plasterwork, a 4-poster bed flanked by mirrored furniture and a private balcony framing the lake through century-old cypress. Most primary suites are large. This one is large and specific, every detail chosen for people who actually live here. The bathroom answers the bedroom in gold and sage green, a gold-leafed ceiling, a black and gold soaking tub centered under its own chandelier, French doors opening onto that same balcony view. You are not buying a bathroom, you're buying a private wing. Just beyond it, a walk-in closet built around a marble-topped island and fluted columns holds enough hanging space for 2 complete wardrobes, shoe walls on one side, drawer storage on the other, all in matched cherry millwork. This is not a closet. It is a dressing wing that happens to also store clothes. A family sitting room keeps the formality lower. A sky blue ceiling, yellow accent pillows, a built-in media wall flanked by bookshelves. This is the room people actually use on a Thursday night. One of the guest bedrooms goes lavender and floral, a tufted velvet headboard, a black bow valance over the windows, and the same lake view that runs through nearly every room in the house. Every room in this house is oriented toward the water. There is no wasted view. Down the hall, a powder room wallpapered floor to ceiling in oversized dark florals turns 2 frosted glass doors and a clawfoot tub into a small dramatic moment most guests will mention before they mention the dining room. It is the kind of detail that tells you the design team was given real latitude, not just a budget. Upstairs, a second dressing gallery rises 2 stories under a striped blue ceiling, a wrought iron balcony rail circling the upper level, built-in shelving on every wall. Not a closet. A library that happens to hold clothes instead of books. 87 acres, outside Tampa is not South Beach, and this property does not try to be. Thonotosassa is rural, quiet, and 20 minutes from downtown. That distance is the price of privacy this complete, and at this scale, most buyers consider it the better trade. You are not paying for proximity. You are paying for the fact that nothing outside this gate can see in. Bring it all together from the rear lawn at night. And the scale finally reads 3 stories of stone and slate, every window lit, a fountain courtyard in front and a 72-foot pool behind, 24 cars asleep in their own building, a working barn a few hundred yards from a bowling alley, 42,782 square feet under one roofline on 87 acres on a private lake, 20 minutes from a major American city. This house was not assembled over time. It was built once on purpose to last. So out of everything we walk through today, the 24-car gallery, the oak room and its fireplace, the indoor pool, or that lakefront fire pit at sunset, which room would you actually live in? Tell us in the comments below. I genuinely want to know. And if you want to see properties built at this level every single week, hit subscribe. We've got more coming.